Your cat has never felt rain on its fur, never chased a real bird, never smelled another animal's territory, never faced a real threat. For its entire life, the world has been four walls, a window, and you. Most owners assume this is simply the safe choice, the responsible choice. But something else is happening inside that cat's mind, something most people never think about. Because a cat's brain wasn't built for a world with no danger in it. The hunter with nothing to hunt. Every house cat, no matter how small or lazy it looks curled up on the couch, carries the same instincts as a wild predator. The stalking, the pouncing, the sudden bursts of energy at 2 a.m. That's not random. That's a hunting sequence with nowhere to go. In the wild, a cat's day is built around finding, chasing, and catching something. Stalk, chase, pounce, eat, rest. An indoor cat still has that entire sequence wired into it, but the prey part is missing. So the cat improvises. The sudden sprint across the living room, the attack on your ankles, the way it hunts a toy far more intensely than seems necessary for a piece of felt. That's not bad behavior. That's a predator trying to complete a circuit that never gets to finish. And when that circuit stays incomplete for too long, the effects start to show up in ways owners don't always connect back to the real cause. The boredom. Most owners don't recognize. Imagine sitting in the same room every day for years. Nothing changes. No new smells, no new sounds, no small, unpredictable event to investigate. For a cat, this isn't peaceful, it's understimulating. Behavior specialists often point to environmental boredom as one of the biggest hidden stressors in indoor-only cats. Not loud, dramatic stress, but a slow, quiet kind that builds up over time. It can show up as over-grooming until a patch of fur looks thinner than the rest, sudden aggression during petting as if a switch flipped, long stretches of sleeping that go beyond normal cat rest. Owners usually explain these away individually. She's just sensitive. He's just lazy. She just doesn't like to be touched there. But there's a pattern most people miss. These behaviors often show up together, and they tend to appear more in cats whose entire world is small, quiet, and unchanging. The window isn't just a window. Here's something almost every indoor cat owner has seen but never really thought about. The cat sits at the window for hours, watching birds, watching cars, watching absolutely nothing in particular. Most people think she just likes looking outside. But for a cat, that window can function like a screen showing a life it instinctively feels should be happening, but isn't. The tail flicking, the chattering sounds some cats make at birds. That's not casual interest. That's frustrated predatory drive aimed at something the cat can see but can never reach. Some behaviorists refer to this reaction as a redirected hunting response, the brain recognizing prey, preparing to act, and then hitting an invisible wall. Do that every single day for years, and it becomes part of how the cat experiences its whole environment. Not danger, not fear, just a low current of almost. The body adapts, but not always in a good way. Physically, keeping a cat indoors removes real threats. Cars, predators, disease, fights. That part is genuinely protective, and most veterinarians agree indoor cats tend to live longer on average. But there's a trade-off that doesn't get talked about as much. Less natural movement, less climbing, jumping, sprinting, and exploring across changing terrain. Over the years, this can contribute to weight gain, reduced muscle tone, and joint stiffness that shows up earlier than it might in a more physically active cat. It's easy to see a slower, heavier cat and think, that's just what happens as cats get older. But age isn't the only variable here. A body designed for constant, varied movement, kept in the same 800 square feet for a decade, doesn't just slow down naturally. Sometimes, it slows down because it was never asked to move the way it was built to. The emotional side nobody talks about. Here's where it gets more interesting. Indoor cats aren't just physically limited. Socially, their entire world is also smaller. In a natural environment, a cat would encounter other cats, establish loose territory, avoid certain animals, and make small daily decisions about where to go and what to investigate. Indoors, all of that shrinks down to one relationship: you. This is why indoor-only cats often become far more emotionally attached to their owners than cats with outdoor access. You're not just their favorite person. In many cases, you've become their entire social world. That explains behaviors many owners find confusing. The cat that follows them room to room, the cat that seems anxious when they leave, the cat that reacts strongly to even small changes in routine. It's not neediness in the way people usually mean it. It's a cat whose entire social structure depends on one relationship instead of many. Why some indoor cats seem anxious for no reason. Owners often describe it the same way: she's just a nervous cat. But sensitivity to small changes, a moved piece of furniture, a new guest, a different feeding time, is often more common in cats with less environmental stimulation overall. Think about it from the cat's side. If your entire world is one apartment, small changes are big changes. There's no larger environment to dilute them. A single rearranged room can feel less like a minor update and more like the entire map has shifted. This is where a lot of indoor cats develop what looks like a nervous personality, but is really an environment that's too quiet to absorb small disruptions. And there's one detail most owners miss entirely: the behavior that reveals everything. Watch closely the next time your indoor cat discovers something new: a cardboard box, a grocery bag, an open closet door. The reaction is almost always disproportionate to the object itself: intense sniffing, slow, careful investigation, sometimes minutes spent just sitting near it. A cat with regular access to new environments treats novelty as normal. It happens constantly. But an indoor cat with a static routine treats novelty as rare, and anything rare becomes significant. This is one of the clearest signs of a cat living in an understimulated space. Not fear, not excitement, but a kind of starvation for anything new to process. It's subtle. Most owners just think their cat is curious, but curiosity this intense, aimed at something this ordinary, is often a signal of just how little novelty that cat's world usually contains. So, is keeping cats indoors the wrong choice? Not necessarily. Indoor life removes real, serious dangers, and for many cats, especially in unsafe areas, it's genuinely the better option. The problem isn't the walls. It's what's missing inside them. Cats who get regular play sessions that mimic real hunting, rotating toys, window perches with an actual view, climbing space, and small, unpredictable changes to their environment tend to show far fewer of these behaviors. The goal isn't necessarily to let cats outside. It's to bring enough of the outside world's complexity, the unpredictability, the movement, the novelty, into a space that's otherwise safe, but also very still.